So now we're going to be looking at using the angle relationships that we looked at in the last video to find angle measures. So there's a couple things you got to look at. Either they're going to be congruent to one another, and so you're going to put one of the angles, let's say angle A, equal to angle B. You're going to put them equal to each other. So if angle A is congruent to angle B, then you're going to set an equal sign between them and solve from there. If they're complementary, then you're going to take angle A and add it to angle B equals 90, and you're going to solve from there. If they're supplementary, then we know that they're going to add to give you 180. That's what they're all going to be. Okay? Each one of these is either going to be they're equal to each other, put an equal sign between the two things, they're going to add to give you 90, or they're going to add to give you 180. So let's look at number 1. These two angles are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. We said that last time. Vertical angles are congruent. If they're congruent, if we got up here, put an equal sign between them. So x is equal to 112. It's that simple. Put an equal sign between them. These, you can see, have the little right angle here, so they add to 90 degrees. So x plus 68. So the first angle plus the second angle equals 90. Okay, if we subtract 68 on both sides, we're going to get that x is equal to 22. Okay, so the x is 22 degrees. And then lastly, this is a straight line. Okay, so the whole thing's going to be added to give you 180 degrees. So we have the first angle, 124, plus the second angle is x equals 180. We can subtract 124 from both sides. That's going to give us that x is 56 degrees. And that's our answer. Okay? So either they're equal to each other, like over here, they add to give you 90, the first angle plus the second one equals 90, or they add to give you 180. First angle plus the second angle equals 180. And then you solve from there. Okay? So we'll look at number 4. We can already see that we have this angle, and we know that that angle is going to be the same as the angle that's vertical to it. So those two are the same. If they're the same, they're congruent. That means that this angle is the same. Okay, so we've got y. If we look for x, that angle, so the 43-degree angle, and this x angle that we're looking at here, they're not the same, so I use two angle marks on this one to show that it's different. Okay, so we have x plus 43. Since they make a straight line here together, they're a linear pair, they add to 180. Minus 43 on both sides. That's going to give you the x is 137. So this one right here is 137. This one's 43. Okay. Then to look for z, we can either look at it with one of these two to show that it makes a straight line, or we can just say angle z here is going to be vertical across the vertex but not sharing any sides to this one. So they're equal. So angle z is 137 degrees as well. So x, y, and z right there. Each of them are either going to be vertical, so they're the same, so across the vertex is the same, or they're going to add to 90, or they're going to add to 180 because they make a straight line. So let's look at this one. Y is directly across the vertex from this one. You can see it's directly across. So y is going to be 72 degrees. It's the same. X is going to make a straight line with this angle. You can see right here, if you trace all around, it makes a straight line. So x plus 72 gives you 180. So if we subtract that 72 from both sides, that's going to give us that x is 108 degrees. Okay? So we've got x and y, we just need z. This angle right here, you can see it's kind of bigger. It's going to be the same as this angle. Okay? So if we erase the other stuff to try and make it a little neater, we know that this x right here Okay, this x angle is 108 degrees, so we'll say it's 108 instead of x. Sorry, you can't read my writing, so we'll say this side is 108 instead of x degrees. Okay, and then we'll say that we know that this angle, you can see, is vertical to that angle, so all the way from this to this line. Okay, so this angle over here altogether is 90 plus z. Okay, and that's going to be equal, since it's vertical, this 90 plus z angle, so this 90 degree plus this z angle, is going to be equal to this 108 degree angle, because they are vertical to one another. So we'll just subtract 90 from both sides. That's going to give us that z is 18 degrees. So again, you're either going to set them equal to each other, add them equals 90, or add them is equal to 180. Number 6, angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent, so they're equal. They're equal to each other. So if angle 2 is 105, angle 1 is also 105. Number 7, they're complementary, so they're going to add to 180. So angle A plus angle B equals 180. So we know angle A is 42. I didn't mean to just copy down what it says there, but so we have angle A is 42 degrees. We can go ahead and replace this here with 42 degrees. Plus angle B equals 180. So we could subtract that 42 from both sides in order to give us the angle B is 48 degrees. Okay, so they add to 180. Oh, sorry, I realized that I made that mistake. The complementary is add to 90. Supplementary is add to 180. So if we add them to 90, I did the math right. I just didn't write it down right. Okay, so 48 degrees. If we look at number 8, it says that angle P and Q are supplementary. Supplementary means they add to 180. So we have angle P plus angle Q equals 180. If angle Q is 64, so we can just go ahead and say angle P plus 64 degrees equals 180 degrees. We can solve for angle P. Subtract 64 from both sides. That's going to give us that angle P is 116 degrees. So because they're supplementary, they add to 180. On this one, because they're complementary, they add to 90. On this one, because they're vertical, they are equal. Number 9 says angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. So if you draw a picture of it, it would look like this. Okay, like that. So they're equal to 180. So angle 1 plus, I keep writing a plus sign instead of 1. So angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180, because that means they're supplementary. So angle 1 is 113, so we can replace angle 1 with 113, plus angle 2 equals 180. So I'm just copying this down, and instead of angle 1, we're replacing that with 113. And if we subtract 113 from both sides, that's going to give us that angle 2 is 67 degrees. Okay? It really is that simple. Either they're equal to each other and they're the same. They add to give you 90. They add to give you 180. Every time. Okay? Now, let's look at using some algebra to solve these things. Okay, so start out by reading the question and labeling your diagram. So angle PQT, so this one right here, is 3x plus 47. Measure of angle SQR, so this side, and we know that these two are vertical, so they're the same, so I'll mark them with the same number of tick marks, or angle marks, and this one is 6x minus 25. We're trying to find the angle of SQR. So first, we've got to solve for x, okay? These two are vertical angles. You can see they go across the vertex with each other and don't share any sides. So they're congruent. Since they're congruent, they're equal, so we put an equal sign between them. So we have 3x plus 47 equals 6x minus 25. Because they're vertical, then they're equal. Now we can subtract 3x from both sides, giving us 47 equals 3x minus 25. And we'll add 25 to both sides, giving us 72 equals 3x. Then we'll divide by 3 to give us that x is 24. Okay, but again, it's not asking for x, it's asking for angle SQR, which is SQR here. Or you can read it up here, it's 6x minus 25. And we know that x is 24, so we'll replace the x with 24, which will give us 119 degrees. So solve for x. If they're vertical, they're equal, so you put an equal sign between them. Solve for x, and then you plug that in, or substitute it in for whatever one you're looking for. Looking at number 11, it says that AB, so this line here, is perpendicular. That's what that means again, perpendicular. So it makes a 90-degree angle with ray CD. So both of these are 90 degrees. So we know the angle DCE, so this part right here, is 7x plus 2. And we know the ECB, so this angle right here, I'm going to put 2 tick marks to show that I'm looking at a different angle, because these two are clearly not the same. You can tell by looking. Okay, these two. This one is x plus 8. You can see that these two angles together make up this 90 degrees. So we write one of them, 7x plus 2, plus sign. Write the other, x plus 8, okay, equals 90. They add to 90. They give you a 90-degree angle together. 7x plus x gives you 8x. 2 plus 8 gives you 10. Equals 90 degrees. We can subtract that 10, giving us 8x equals 80. And then we can divide by 8, giving us that x is equal to 10. But it's not asking us what x is equal to. It's asking us the angle DCE, what that measure is. And we've got up here that measure of angle DCE is 7x plus 2. So if we replace x with what we solved it to be, so 10, we get 7 times 10 plus 2, so 70 plus 2, 72 degrees. So because these two are perpendicular, this is a right angle, so 90 degrees, and both these angles together gives us this 90 degrees, so this one plus this one equals 90. If we look at the next one, angle KNM, so this one right here is 8x minus 5, and MNJ, so this one right here, again, I'll use two tick marks instead to show that they're different angles, 4x minus 19. Okay? These two make a linear pair. They make a straight line together. You can see they make a straight line. So they add to 180. So we literally write one, 5x or 8x minus 5, plus the other one, 4x minus 19, equals 180. So if they make a straight line, write one plus write the other equals 180. If they make this 90-degree angle, write one plus write the other equals 90. If they're vertical and they are the same, one equal sign the other. That's it. You just have to decide which one it is. So 8 plus 4x gives us 12x. Negative 5 minus 19 gives us minus 24. Okay. Equals this 180. We'll add 24 to the other side because it's being subtracted. Gives us 12x equals 204. And if we divide by 12, that's going to give us that x is 17. But it's not asking for what x is. It's asking for angle KNM. Okay, so KNM is this angle right here. We've got that written as 8x minus 5. And then we can replace that x with 17 because we decided that that's what x is. And if we type that in a calculator, we'll get 131 degrees. So let's go to the next page. Okay, and let's look at number 13. So it says the angle DEG, so this angle right here, is 5x minus 4. GEF, so this one right here, is 7x minus 8. And then angle DEH here That's going to be vertical to this one, so it's going to be the same as that one, so I'll use 2 marks again, is 9y plus 5. So we're going to find x and y. So first we'll look at the ones that have x in it, so that we know that we have 2 that have x. These two, you can see, make up a straight line. So if I look with this color, you can see, if you trace all the way over, you get a straight line. So let's go back to black, and we can work with this. So since they make a straight line, we're going to add to 180. So we'll write 1, we'll write 5x minus 4, plus the other, 7x minus 8, equals 180. We'll solve for x. So we have 5x and 7x together. So that is going to give us 12x. And we have minus 4 minus 8, gives us minus 12, equals 180. So we can add 12 to both sides since it's being subtracted, which gives us 12x equals 192. And if we divide by 12, that's going to give us 192 divided by 12 is 16. So x is 16. But now we need to solve for y. So if we look, we said that these two angles are vertical to one another. So this 7x minus 8 and this 9y minus 5. So if they're vertical, they're congruent. They're the same. You can even look and see that this angle is the same as this angle. They're about the same. Okay? And so they're the same, so you can put an equal sign between them. So we have this 7x minus 8 is equal to this 9y plus 5. They're equal, they're the same. But we can say that this x is 16, we decided. Okay? And then if we simplify that, we get 104 on this side equals 9y plus 5. We can subtract the 5 and solve for y like that, which gives us 99 equals 9y. Divide by 9 to get y on its own. I guess that y is equal to 11. So if they make a straight line together, they look like this, like that. Then they add to give you 180. If they look like this, and they're directly across from each other like that, that means they're equal to each other. And if they make this right angle, that means you just fill in the blanks like that. So just fill in the blanks with the two angles if this is what you've got. Okay? So you got these two angles. Okay, so looking at number 14. R and S are complementary. Complementary means they add to 180. So we'll have blank plus blank equals 180. This might be an easier way for you to do it. So we have R and S. So R is 12x minus 3. S is 7x minus 2. Okay? So you can just solve for x like that. Put in the blanks and then fill them in. 12 plus 7 gives you 19 x's. Negative 3 minus 2 gives you minus 5. We still have equals 180. We can add 5, gives you 19x equals 185. And then if we divide by 19 on both sides, you get that x is equal to 5. But it's asking us for a measure of angle R. Angle R is equal to, we've got right here, 12x minus 3. If we replace x with 5 here, we have 12 times 5 minus 3 instead of 12 times x, which will give you 57 degrees. Okay? Number 15, P and Q are supplementary. Supplementary means they add to 180. Blank plus blank. Oop, I messed up here. So this one over here, since it's complementary, I keep doing this. Complementary means that they add to 90. I think I said that. This is equal to 90. So instead of 180, that's going to be 90 on all of these. So 90 plus 5 gives you 95. I still did the math right. Okay, so 95 divided by 19 still gives you 5. All right, so blank plus blank equals 180. If they're supplementary, they're 180. If they're complementary, they're 90. Okay, P and Q. So P is 4x plus 1. and q is 9x minus 3. Okay, that's as simple as it is. Fill in the blanks. So we'll add in the x's together, giving us 13 x's. 1 and minus 3 gives us minus 2. Equals 180. Okay. We'll add 2. Give us 13x equals 182. And we'll divide both sides by 13 to get x on its own, which will give us x is 14. But again, it's asking for angle Q, not x. Angle Q, we've got written here, is 9x minus 3. So if we take this x now, we have 9 times 14 minus 3. Instead of 9 times x minus 3, we can replace it with 14, which is going to give us about 123 degrees. We're not doing 16 and 17. Okay? But if they are a linear pair, you know it's going to be blank plus blank equals 180. Okay? And then complementary means blank plus blank equals 90, and then solve for x. Okay? Number 18. Okay? Bisect. The word bisect means they're equal. So UW bisects this entire angle TUV, so both halves are equal to each other. Those two angles are the same. So TUW is this 13x minus 5, and WUV is this one, is 7x plus 31. Since we have the word bisect, those two that are created are equal to each other. So 13x minus 5 equals 7x plus 31. We can subtract 13x to the other side. Okay, gives us negative 5 equals negative 6x plus 31. We'll subtract the 31 to the other side, and this would have done the same answer whether you did it that way or not. So negative 36x, or negative 36 equals negative 6x. Divide by negative 6 gives you x is equal to 6, and you'll get that answer whether you subtracted 13 to the other side or if you subtracted 7. Okay, and that's all we're looking for is x. So on this one, again, since we have the word bisect, that means the two created by that ray intersecting that angle are the same. So for example, MO bisects this angle PMN, so the two angles created from that are the same. So PMO is the same as PMN. And this angle, PMN, is going to be the same as this angle. So PMN, the entire angle, I'm going to do it as a different color and so that you can actually see what I'm doing. This one right here, the entire angle is 74 degrees. So if the entire angle is 74 degrees, each of this is half. So angle PMO is the same as OMN. So these two angles are going to be half of 74. Okay? Half of 74 is 37 degrees. So each of these is 37 degrees. And then OMN, this little one right here, is also 2x plus 7. Okay? So we know that this one right here is 37, and we know it's 2x plus 7. So we can say it's 37 is the same angle, so it's equal as this 2x plus 7. We can solve for x. We'll subtract 7, giving us 30 equals 2x. Divided by 2 gives you x is 15. But, oh, that's it. It's asking to solve for x. So again, if it bisects, it cuts it in half. Okay? And then if we know that this angle is two different things, you can set those two different things equal to each other. So EF bisects CEB. So CEB is cut in half this way. So those two are the same. I'll put little tick marks to show you they're the same. Okay? So CEF, so this one right here, is 7x plus 21. And then FEB, so this one over here, is 10x minus 3. Since we've got these tick marks and it's got the word bisect, they're the same, they're equal. So 7x plus 21 is equal to this one, 10x minus 3, because they have the same number of tick marks. So if we subtract 7x to the other side, we can solve for x. We get 21 equals 3x minus 3. We can add 3 to the other side. It's 24 equals 3x. Then if we divide by 3, it gives us that x is equal to 8. But it's not asking us for x this time. It's a horrible 8, but it's not asking us for x. It is asking us for angle DEB. Okay, so DEB here is going to add with these two to give us a straight line. So they're going to add with those two. So the first two added together, since all three of them make a straight line, is going to be one of them plus the other equals 180, because they make a straight line, which is 180 degrees. So we have the 7x plus 21 plus 10x minus 3 plus this DEB that we're looking at equals 180. And we know that x is 8, so if we plug in 8, so we have 7 times 8 plus 21 plus 10 times 8 minus 3 plus angle DEB, which is the one we're looking for, equals 180. If we multiply all this out, we get 77 plus 77, which is 154, plus angle DEB equals 180, because we know they add to 180. And then we can just subtract 154 from both sides to give us the angle DEB is equal to 26 degrees. So again, if you got the word bisect, that means the two things that it cuts in half are equal. So if you have congruent angles, which are brought by bisections, or they're brought by vertical angles, then you put an equal sign between them. Like I drew up at the top here, you put an equal sign between them. If they give you a straight line, or if they add to, you know they add to 180, then you do blank plus blank equals 180, fill in the angles there. And then if they give you a right angle, or you know they're complementary, that's the other word, you do blank plus blank equals 90, and you just fill in the angles there and solve. Let me know if you guys have any questions about any of these, and go ahead and try on the practice problems. Have a great day, and I will see you guys later. Bye!